Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our special call board meeting for October the 23rd, 2025. We will begin with invocation. Will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. We ask that you will stand for the pledge, and I will lead us in invocation. Dear God, our Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for another day. We thank you that this is a day that you have made. We will rejoice and we will be glad in it. I thank you that you've allowed us to serve and to make impact on the children of Birmingham, and that each and every one of them will have an opportunity to reach their full potential. I pray that that today's meeting and the subsequent meetings continue to keep that in mind, that there are young people that are counting on us who we will never hear their voices, and oftentimes their parents are too occupied trying to figure out how life will go on to come to our meetings. But our success is focused on providing them with the opportunity that they can lead a full life. And I thank you that you've been with us. And I ask that you will continue to bless the board, our superintendent, every teacher, every principal, every bus driver, every custodian, every CMP worker, everyone who makes Birmingham City Schools successful. In Jesus' name I pray. Thank God. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is now called to order. The mission of Birmingham City Schools is to guide all to achieve excellence in a safe, secure, and a nurturing environment. Colleagues, before we have the adoption of the agenda, I move that item 7 be pulled from consideration. But we will pass the rest of the items. May I have someone do I need to have a move and second on that? I just move it, it's fine. Okay. All right. Thank you, Attorney Parchman. So at this time, colleagues, we will now have the adoption of the agenda. It is recommended that the agenda of the October 23rd, 2025 special call board meeting be adopted minus item 7. May I have someone to move and second?
Move to adopt.
Second.
Let the record show is moved by Board Member Wilson and second by Board Member Bowen. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? All right, thank you, colleagues. Up first, we have the 2024-2025 evaluation results that was led by our Superintendent Evaluation Committee, which has been chaired by Board Member Bowen. And so at this time, I'm going to turn it over into her hands.
Thank you, President Meadows. So the evaluation process was led by an evaluation committee, a superintendent evaluation committee, as was just stated. And I want to remind you all who those people were and thank them for their service. The committee was made up of committee chairs of other committees of this board and our president, Mr. Meadows. So Mr. Jason Meadows, Mr. James Sullivan, Ms. Letitia Watkins, not right, and Mr. Sherman Collins and myself. Those were the committee members, and so I deeply appreciate their support. We were supported and guided by the DM group. I don't know if they're online with us today or not, but John Kim and Tess Powers have been invaluable in this work. And also we had the support of Adrian Marbury on Dr. Sullivan's team and the entire cabinet as we developed, as we worked on this evaluation. These results reflect the hard work of the superintendent, his cabinet, and the entire Birmingham City Schools team. So I will cover those. The evaluation is made up of two parts. The first part is based on the KPIs in our strategic plan, which we adopted a year ago. And that makes up 70% of the superintendent's evaluation, and also 30% of the evaluation is measured by AASB competencies, which are more subjective and which all 9 members of the board assessed Dr. Sullivan on those competencies. So in the KPI part of the work, based on the strategic plan, there were 37 of 63 KPIs were met, which fell in the meets expectations category, a score of 3 out of 4. And in the AASB competencies, which again was completed by all 9 board members, Dr. Sullivan received an overall score of 3.1 out of 4, which also falls in the meets expectations category. Adding those two together, the overall score received was a 3.3 out of 4, which is meets expectations. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Boehm. I do want to take the moment to just say again that how proud I am of the work that Dr. Sullivan, the cabinet, every administrator, every teacher has done over the past year. When you understand what's happening nationally, I was Friday at a conference, and there was a scatter plot showed, and it showed every school district in the nation. On the bottom, I'm about to show my ignorance, but is that the x-axis? Which one is the bottom? Which one? X? Look at there. Well, I know a little bit. It's been a while. And on the x-axis was poverty, and on the y-axis was achievement. And Birmingham City Schools, as you could imagine, was very far to the right on poverty, but for achievement, we were near the top for districts that had the level of poverty that we serve. And I remember sitting next to Dr. Sullivan, and I leaned over to him, and I said, Dr. Sullivan, I said, what people fail to realize is that we could easily be going in the other direction, like countless districts are across the nation who serve populations like we do since the pandemic, and would have a very plausible excuse because there are districts across the nation that are still trying to figure out how to get back on the rails since the pandemic. But for the students that we serve, in the presentation, he said, I have 500 million data points that supports every claim that I make. And this man said the Birmingham City Schools, for the students that we serve, is one of the best in the nation. And so I just want to say again, Dr. Sullivan, you know, I guess I am talking a little bit more than I normally would because I'm a little sentimental. This is my last meeting. I'm extremely proud of the work, and you should be proud of your work, Doc. And I just want to say thank you for the children who we say we serve, and what it means to them. And so I know I always talk about the children because my wife works in Vestavia, and their parents show up and their parents flex hard for whatever they want to get done. And I wish we did have more parents that showed up. But unfortunately, systemic poverty does not provide you the opportunity to sometimes figure out what's the most important thing. Well, you know what? It does, because they're worried about roof, food, necessities. So they don't have the liberty to come sometimes to board meetings, or they don't even know what to advocate for. And so it's our job to be the voice for those children. Now, that's not as a slight to any of the workers, the teachers, administrators, but that's the work. And so I just want to say again, Dr. Sullivan, I hope that you're proud of what you and your staff have done, because we will never be able to truly quantify what it means to children. And so I just want to say thank you.
Thanks. Mr. President, Ms. Boehm, and to the committee, thank you for your hard work in this process. I know that evaluations are never easy. We have led schools for more than almost 30 years, and the evaluation process is always a task. I want to echo what Mr. Meadows has shared. We were on a call, what was it, before yesterday? With a national news outlet. I don't think it's the one that's sitting in the back, but a national news outlet talking about the work that's happening here in Birmingham. And so I am so proud of the team that we have assembled to really push this work forward. We do what we do for the children of Birmingham. I know that oftentimes there are competing interests around having a large school system and all the resources that we have to support our students. And I know that sometimes people feel like students can learn in several different ways, but oftentimes those things may not necessarily really be what children who come from circumstances that I myself came from need. And so we wanted to make sure that we put those conditions in place to support our students, and we are seeing the fruits of that labor. I wasn't here at the last board meeting, and I didn't get a chance to say to Mrs. Smith and Mr. Meadows, you guys have really, Ms. Smith for 8 years, Ms. Meadows, you for the last 4 years, and being board president 3 of the 4 years, really have led a process of just rediscovery in Birmingham City Schools. I've been here 30 years, and in 30 years, a lot of the positioning that we're in, we haven't seen that before. And I think that, having a board who put the resources in place for our students, and then having a team to really implement those things has really made a difference. And I think all of the things that you are talking about, Ms. Meadows, is a result of that board leadership and a result of the team who are really pushing to make sure that we're meeting the goals that are expected of us. So thank you for your hard work, and in Mrs. Smith's absence, thank her for her 8 years of service as well. So thank you, Mr. President.
Colleagues, are there any more comments? All right, so colleagues, we also have item 6, which is the 2025-26 Superintendent Evaluation Tool. It is recommended that we approve the 25-26 Superintendent Evaluation Tool. At this time, I have someone to move and to second the item.
So move.
Second.
Let the record show that it was moved by Board Member Wilson and second by Board Member Sullivan. Colleagues, at this time, are there any comments? I'll open the floor. Ms. Williams?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to clarify the addition that we just received in terms of the scale. That's added as the,
That will be the overall scale. So when you take your KPIs, which are 70%, and then your competencies, which are 30%, you combine them and you get that score. For example, the score that Ms. Boehm just gave us for the 24-25, you take that score, which I think was a 3.3, and you plug it into this overall scale, and it lets you know where the numbers fall, where the evaluation falls.
I'm sorry, maybe I asked the, excuse me, I inquired about the wrong piece. On the KPI scale, there was, so I sent I think we needed to have a correction to what was provided to us via email.
I think Mr. Lee sent the correction out, but Adrian, are you on the call? Did we make that correction?
I am. Yes, it has been corrected. It was a typo. It should have been needs improvement between 15 to 28 on the scale.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm before we adopted and voted on this. And so we, okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you.
I have.
Ms. Moore?
Okay. So I feel like this process has been slightly rushed. And so and I apologize that I haven't had more opportunity to respond. But I would like to make a couple of suggestions, or perhaps we could consider adopting these or agreeing on these as we approve this. I would like to increase the representation on the committee that works on the strategic plan to 2 board members instead of just 1. I know Jason or Mr. Meadows did a great job representing us last year and was great, but I think it would be helpful and wise and just make me feel more comfortable, and perhaps other board members, that we were able to have 2 folks on that team, who will meet regularly with DM Group, I suppose, and each other. That's one thing. A second thing is, I would like to ask for deeper support from the DM Group on this and on reporting to the board. I think they met regularly with the committee last year and drove things, sort of conversations around it, and got reporting in the working group, but in the reporting out to the board, it lost steam, and DM Group was not involved in that, and I think that having them being involved in that would be helpful. And I sort of repeat what I mentioned on Sunday, which is I think it also is best practice, as defined by Great City Schools and others, to have the department heads and cabinet heads who manage the 4 categories of the KPIs in the strategic plan to be more thoughtful or more involved, I guess, in explaining and defending the goals. So those are my 3 concerns with this, and wondered how other people felt.
I'll open the floor. I will say to the first one, and just make sure that I understood, you were saying having 2 people on the strategic plan committee from 2 board representatives. Is that what your request? Yeah, okay. And I think that's a separate, because that's really didn't have anything to do with the evaluation, and that's just my take on it, and I'm not saying yay or nay. I think that would be up to you and we've had discussions about that, not that specific request, but I think that'll be up to the future board.
Mr. President,
What's that?
I'm trying to practice our learning on this weekend.
Yes.
That would be at the pleasure of the president to determine the committees and.
Well,
She's asking specifically, hold on, yeah, I'll let you go. But she's asking specifically, not for the evaluation committee, but for the strategic plan committee,
That's
which is
right.
something separate.
Okay.
Yes, and so, and what I told Ms. Bowen was that would be the future board and the president. I did say, I thought I was trying to understand, I did say it would be the president's discretion on the next board, and I just didn't feel like it would be my role to say whoever that should be. But Dr. Sullivan.
I was going to say, Mr. President, the superintendent's evaluation committee is a board committee. However, a strategic planning committee is an administration committee. And so those appointments are made through the administration. And so we'll certainly take that into consideration, Mrs. Bowen.
So, yeah, I'm asking for the administration to consider those 2
We'll take it into
appointments.
consideration.
Okay, and the reason I think it matters about the superintendent evaluation is that 70% of the goals of the evaluation are made up by the strategic plan. So to me, it's a reasonable, I think they go hand in hand.
So this is a working committee with staff members who do the work every single day. So we wanted to make sure that we had representation from the board members, but we also want to make sure that we had enough representation for those individuals who are expected to complete the work, who can put together the plan to determine how much, what are realistic goals, what are realistic expectations based on their years of experience in doing this work every single day.
And just to respond to that, one of the key goals of a board is to be involved in the evaluation. And with the
But this is not
strategic,
the evaluation, this is a strategic plan. like
which
I
is
said,
70% of the
which is-
evaluation.
Well, the strategic plan is, we're taking goals from the strategic plan and putting it as part of the evaluation. But the actual development of the strategic plan is the responsibility of the administration. The board has asked for a strategic plan, the administration has developed a strategic plan, and the administration has a committee that supports that. Now, we have many committees that are that act in the district, and we don't have board members who are part of those committees. So we will certainly take that in consideration, Mrs. Boehm, whether to have an additional board member on that committee.
Are there any more comments, colleagues? What were your other two that you wanted, the other two
It
requests?
was deeper involvement in reporting back to the board from the DM group, and also a connection to the cabinet members in terms of defending and talking about those goals as they report back to us. And even as it's said, I still have questions about some of the goals that have been set and don't feel like we've really fully had time to talk to folks about that, and we were sort of not encouraged to do that at the last meeting, or it was cut short because we had questions. So for whatever reason, it feels to me like this is slightly rushed, and I haven't had the chance to have feedback from those who did set the goals, including the DM group, about how they came to some of those decisions around where those goals were set.
Okay. And I wanted clarity because you get lost in them. I do think that, and this is again not an answer on any of them, I think that we have been receiving those monthly updates where, from the strategic plan, where the specific cabinet member who leads that usually gives us a pretty thorough report. And so I'm just saying that publicly because I want people to understand that we are receiving updates on those. And I will say that Ms. Boehm has been one of the people that have led that request. And so from the time that we began to now, we do receive monthly updates on the strategic plan. So we are in the loop. But those are considerations for another day. And also, in the evaluation committee, cabinet members are also in those meetings, and they have the opportunity to speak up about their work. And so again, it's a however that process plays, and we are able to engage with them as committee members. But I guess there's a deeper ask than that, but I'll let you all figure that out come after October the 28th. But colleagues, are there any other questions at this time? Okay, are we ready to entertain the 25-26 evaluation? We'll do a roll call vote at this time. Last thing I did want to ask, and we did have a special call meeting on Sunday, and we chose as a committee to table this until today. And so I do want to say that, we have, to the rush part of it, I feel like we've had the information, and people, as Ms. Williams stated at the beginning, was able to get her questions in. So I just, I don't know. I think that, I hope that we take that into consideration, and I find some of it challenging, but nevertheless, we can do a roll call vote, and we'll start with.
Mr. President, before we do that, I do want to go on the record as restating what we said in our other meeting. I know Ms. Boehm has her concerns, and definitely valid. I personally would prefer if new board members had an opportunity, as I stated before, had an opportunity to weigh in on the evaluation part of it. Now, I'm certainly prepared to move forward, but I do want it to to be noted that I think if they're going to use the tool, that at least their voices should be heard in that process that they're gonna be having to use. So, like I said, restating what I previously said. So,
Ms. Williams?
Before we vote as well, the only piece of ingredient that I would add to this particular conversation for me is that I'm prepared to move forward as well, but I would sincerely ask us, and I actually think this is not my first time inquiring, that I know we have DM Group as our consultants, but identifying consultants who specialize in evaluation tools so that we can have a tool that is fair for our superintendent, for our staff, for the community, for the body that is responsible for this. And I think we got to this place by going from 50-50 to now 30-70. And, as we
21 to
inherited.
20, we reduced the number.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Like, during my service time, I don't recall a 49-20, but I know we started with 50-50 and then went to 30-70. But I would say that, 4 years ago, we inherited a tool when we came on the board, and we've had an opportunity to address or change or make those kind of changes. So I think that our new board members are savvy enough to be able to do the same, but this is for those of us that are returning, just encouraging us to look at a tool that is fair, that we do not each year have to evaluate the tool that we're using to evaluate our superintendent. It's unfair to whomever the leader is. It's also unfair, I think, to those that are the cabinet members and to everyone else that is a part of this process, even as a committee chair. God bless you, Ms. Boehm, for leading and managing to do the delicate dance of leading and also expressing the concerns. I think everyone's concerns are valid. So all I'm saying in this time of speaking is encouraging us as we go forward, next year, that we look at within the year, looking at a tool that we can adopt that is viable, that we do not have to change or, reevaluate unless it is to make the tool better. So that's it.
just one last thing. So we do it with all. I guess with having full transparency, we are. If we're aligning the superintendent's, evaluation with the strategic plan, right now we're in a time crunch, realistically, because and so I echo that we do need to, and I fully will be advocating for that we do this process faster, getting this part done, because I think it's beneficial to the public to know that the superintendent has to have opportunity, if he's going to be evaluated, if parts of the strategic plan are going to be a part of his evaluation, he has to get started on those things like now. So that would be my urgency to move forward on what we have in place, although I do still hold that some of the things that you all that you all said, I do agree, and one being that we want new board members to be a part of that process, but due to our time restraints and where we are, but it certainly should be our objective to start working on next year's and seeking out definitely experience to help us with this process so that we get it right, because that's the ultimate goal, and make sure that the objectives we have line up with the expectations that we're expecting from the superintendent. So.
I have so much to say, but I told my colleagues that since I'm on short time, it's their time. And so we're going to go ahead and call for the vote. We'll start with Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
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 Abstain.
Yes.
All right. The 25-26 evaluation tool has passed. I think that, colleagues, we will have a special, not a special, we have a work session. No, we won't. They will have a work session on October the 28th at 5:30, and we have a board meeting. They will have a board meeting on November the 12th. I'm going to open up. I know Mr. Wilson said that he had a announcement that he wanted to make, and Mr. Wilson.
So, excuse me. You're gonna be missed, bro. I've made my comments, but you're gonna be missed. Under the lights, who's playing tonight? Anybody know? It's tonight, Mr. So the girls are also playing Ramsey for the city championship in flag football? Okay, so it's going down tonight at Winona High School. We've got Rams and Winona playing each other. Looking forward to attending that game. But I've got a few unorthodox comments, and this is coming from my heart. And everything I say, fact check it, fact check it, fact check it. So I had a bout with what's called Bell palsy. And as you guys notice, it's sometimes one eye's open and the other's closed. And it also affects the way I enunciate sometimes, especially when I get a little excited. So I want to slow down and I want to be clear on what I'm about to say. We serve on the Birmingham Board of Education, which in 1963 was one of the most segregated school systems in the history of this nation. The children and grandchildren of Dixiecrats, who were the racists, who didn't want little black children educated, didn't want them to have equal opportunity, are now in power in Alabama. That's the truth. Their uncles, their aunts, not only did they put dogs on protesters who were only asking for equality and the opportunity to make a decent living for their families, we deal some 60 years later, and we see the children and the grandchildren of these same people in power. And we ask the question, are they truly doing what's in the best interest of public education and those who are disadvantaged? And that's a question you have to ask for yourself. People can speak eloquently. They can articulate themselves and make it sound like great inspirational speeches, but at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. We've seen action come out of Montgomery that is pure, in my opinion, detrimental to the children that we serve. That's my opinion. I only speak for myself. I see acts being passed that, in my opinion, are direct attacks on public education. Educational opportunities is what they call them. But it takes funding from public education. And here's what's the most confusing. I've yet to see anybody bring anything better than what we're offering. It seems to be financial opportunity for those who stand to gain. It's not about little black and brown children. It's about those who want to profit. Shame on you. But I'm not God, so I can't judge you. But here's what I vow to do over the next 4 years. I vow to continue to advocate, to continue to fight, and continue to speak out for those who don't have a voice, especially those in Birmingham City schools. I wanted to say that because that's what was on my heart. Fact check it. Let's look at those who stand in power. Let's see where their granddaddies were. They don't call them segregationists anymore. They don't use the word Jim Crow. They use words like James Crow Esquire. But at the end of the day, they continue to want little black and brown children to be second and third class citizens. Denying children the opportunity as an education is a moral crime. Putting out threats to where the state superintendents say that our attendance is the lowest it's been in 30 years in Alabama. That's evil. You would scare people from sending their children to school, which is supposed to be the safest and the most nurturing place in America. and we would deny them the opportunity at an education. That's morally wrong. But it's profit. It's always been profit over morality. That's what segregation was all about, because the white or the racist business owner wanted the black dollar. They just didn't want to give those black people dignity. So what was the civil rights movement all about? It was about taking away that Negro dollar from those businesses. And that's when they reacted to Montgomery bus boycott. What was it about? When black folks stopped spending their money on the buses, change came. The businesses here in Birmingham, some of them still exist, some of them moved over the mountain. But when black folks stopped spending money, change came. I implore you guys to wake up. Those of you who are watching online and who will go back and watch this and say Big Wall tripping. No, I'm not. I'm just as rational and just as sound as I've ever been. Pay attention. 9 times out of 10, if you want to know where personal loyalty lies, what's the answer to that? Look where the money comes from. That's just plain and simple. It's always been that way. I am here to serve the students of Birmingham City Schools. I will always advocate for them, and I raise a little hell sometimes because that's just what I do. Thank you, Mr. President.
Anybody have any other comments? Ms. Williams? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. 2, one, I wanted to share, I think we all just received this invitation. Ms. Nichols is a phenomenal woman who works with our students at Huffman Middle School, and she is hosting a family math night, and this will be the second one for this year. I missed the first one, but I did talk to her, and she was overwhelmed by the attendance of community members and leaders across the city of Birmingham and parents who came out to participate in this math night. And it's entitled Fall into Math. So I'm looking forward to being there, but it's going to be November the 6th from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. So excited about that. So hopefully the public is able to stop by for a few minutes or an extended time. And finally, to you in your presence, Mr. President, thank you. I know we gave our thank yous to you a while ago, but no better way than to demonstrate public service by being at this dais in the middle of the day on a special call board meeting during lunch hour to lead this board. So thank you for working alongside you for the last 4 years. As Ms. Smith, in her absence, said thank you to her as well, but congratulations on her next, and same to you regardless of where it is that God leads you to continue to serve. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boehm, and Ms. Williams, and I also want to say thank you to Mr. Wilson as well, because last time he kicked it off by thanking me, and he said it again today, and so I really appreciate you all, and it means a lot, and I'll be praying for you all, and like I said, I won't be watching, but if you need me, you can call me. And so with that being said, I don't think there are any other comments at this time. This meeting is now adjourned. And we can do that any